Hello there, it's Anna here and welcome to Little Crochet Farm. Today we are crocheting a mini Grim Reaper. I love the results. I don't know if it's supposed to look cute, but it does. And that also depends on how you embroider the face of yours Grim Reaper, right? For this pattern, you'll need a 2mm crochet hook, sports weight yarn, stuffing material, sewing needle, scissors, and black thread for embroidering the face. The exact materials that I use to crochet this amigurumi pattern you can find on the free version of this pattern on my website. The link is in the description box below this video and I also pin it in the first comment. And if you wish to download a PDF printable version of this pattern, you can find on my Etsy shop and on my Ravelry shop, or you can become a Patreon member. And there you'll have access to download the printable versions of the patterns that I publish on this YouTube channel and on my website. So if that sounds interesting to you, I invite you to check out my Patreon page. If you join today, you'll get to download this pattern and the 4 previous pattern. But if you're watching this video a little bit later, you will always have at least 4 previous patterns that it was published on my YouTube channel. So by the moment you join my Patreon, you'll get to download a couple of patterns there. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out my Patreon page. The link is in the description box below this video. All right, and I hope to see you there. Now I'm gonna move myself to the corner of this video and we'll start crocheting this mini Grim Reaper together. Great. So for this pattern we are crocheting from the bottom to the top, okay? And we will start crocheting with the light gray, the detail here from its body, all right? So you'll start with a magic ring and inside the magic ring you'll work 6 single crochet. If you don't know how to work the magic ring or if this pattern or if this video is too fast for you, check out the links in the description box below this video. There are links to video tutorials teaching you all the stitches and techniques I use for this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Okay, now you can pull this yarn tight. That will close the magic ring or the magic circle and we'll move on here for the second round. For the second round, you will work 6 increases, okay? When I say increase, it means you will crochet 2 single crochet inside of 1 stitch. So in the first round, you have 6 single crochet, right? So we will crochet 2 single crochet inside each stitch of this round. So that is 1 increase. It's when you crochet 2 stitches inside of 1. Okay, work all the way around here. Once you're done, this is how it should be looking like. And I want to show you here that I like to double secure the beginning of my yarn. And how I do this, I take a tapestry needle and I wave in the beginning of this yarn inside the first round, all right? That will make sure that your magic ring or your magic circle will remain tight and secure, okay? And also I think it gives a nice, neat look. I will add here a stitch marker. I like to use just a piece of a different color yarn and we'll move on for the third round. For the third round, you will work 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat 6 times, and you should have a total of 18 stitches at the end of this round, okay? So here we'll work the first repetition together. So we have it here, 1 single crochet, and this is my increase, repeat all the way around. And we'll move on here for the second round, for the fourth round. And you will work 2 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat 6 times, and you should have a total of 24 single crochet at the end of this round. So here's the first repetition we work together, 1, 2 single crochet, and this is my increase, repeat all the way around, and I will catch you up for the next round. Now, for the round number 5, we will work a little bit different. Here, we will work with 24 back post single crochet. Back post single crochet is when you work between 2 stitches in that little post that makes a division between one stitch to another. Okay, I'm working a couple of repetitions here with you to show you how it's done, the back post single crochet, but if you cannot see very well how it's done, you can check out the link in the description box below this video. There are a video tutorial here on my channel only about the back post single crochet. I love this stitch. It's one of my favorite. This stitch stays above, of the detail and you can use for so many reasons. Okay, now I'm just babbling around. I like to talk. I'm a talkative person. Okay, once you arrive in the last stitch of the round number 5, you will work a color change to your dark gray or the black, okay? And then you will work round 6 and 7, just 24 single crochet, all right? You can cut this thread. Here I'm going to show you, just cut it and you give a tight, simple knot, nothing fancy. This will be facing inside of the toy. Just make sure your knot is tight. I'm using, I will say this later. For round number 8, you'll work 2 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat 6 times, and you should have a total of 18 stitches. All right. For crochet toys, we work with invisible decrease. That's when you grab just the front loop of the next 2 stitches and you work a single crochet. Okay, repeat all the way around and I will catch you up for the next round. All right, we will continue moving on here. For the next round, you will work round 9 and 10, just 18 single crochet. Okay, what I want to say before, because I cannot stop talking, is that I work with a dark gray because I hear many of you when I work with the black, it's very hard. I think that no crocheters in the world like to work with the black thread, with the black yarn, but specifically for video it gets very difficult to see, so I'm working with the dark gray, okay? For the round 11, you work 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat 6 times, and you should have a total of 12 stitches here. 12 stitches at the end of this round, all right? Once you reach the last stitch of the round, which is the last decrease, you will work a color change to the white, all right? So now for round 12, you will work 12 back loop slip stitch. So one stitch has the 2 loops, right? The back and the front loop. You will grab just the back loop of the stitch and you will work a slip stitch here, all right? I'm working here with you a couple of repetitions and then I will leave you off and come back once you're done. You always can stop the video, do your round, stop your video, work your round, you know. When you finish with this round, you can cut your black thread or the dark gray or the, I don't know, pink that you chose to work here. And you can add a little bit of stuffing material. And now we'll move on for the next round, okay? Don't add too much of stuffing material here because if you add a lot of stuffing material, the bottom part will be like rounded and then this beautiful little guy here will not be standing still, right? It's standing still. Okay, now for the round 13, you will work in the remaining front loop of the round, 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat all the way around, and you should have here 18 stitches, okay? So the remaining front loop of the round 11, yeah? The one in gray or the one in black or in the one that the color that you're working the body of your Grim Reaper, okay? So the round with the back loop slip stitch will be facing inside of the toy, okay? It will be hidden inside of the toy. I like to work with hidden rounds. If you've been here for a while, if you follow my patterns, you know that. Don't live life dangerously, add your stitch marker. This is what I meant. You see? Inside of the toy. This gives a very sharp division between the body and the head, and I like it very much, this technique. Moving on here for round 14, you will work 2 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat 6 times, and you should have a total here of 24 stitches at the end of this round, okay? So 1, 2, this is my increase, repeat all the way around, and let's move on here for the round number 15, where you will work 3 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat 6 times, and you should have a total of 30 stitches. And here's where we will stop with the increases, okay? So let's work here the first repetition together. All right, so 1, 2, 3, increase, repeat all the way around. And this is how it should be looking like. Now we'll work a couple of rounds here just with 30 single crochet. So from round 16 to round 20, you will work just 30 single crochet. So here's the relaxing time, you know, here's where I like to hear some music, watch some TV, but remember to count how many stitches you have at the end of each round. That's very important, especially if you are a beginner. Until this day, I can eat up a stitch, all right? So here I want to show you. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds here with just 30 single crochet. Okay, now let's move on for round 21. Here we start working the creases until the end of this head. So 3 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat 6 times or all the way until the end, and you should have 24 stitches at the end of this round, okay? So invisible decrease one more time is when you grab the front loop of the next 2 stitches, repeat all the way around and catch you up at the end. If you don't know how to work the invisible decrease, there is again a tutorial about in this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment box below. Now for round 22, you will work 2 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat 6 times or all the way until the end, and you should have 18 stitches here at the end of this round, okay? So first repetition here we work together, and for the next round we'll stop a little bit and we'll add stuffing material. So here remember, add stuffing material enough for the head to be firm but not exploding because this material can come to the bottom, and we don't want that because we want here to be flattened and this can stand still. Now for round 23, you will work 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 1 decrease, we're not increasing nothing here, 1 decrease, repeat all the way around, and you add your stitch marker. Don't live life dangerously, I always say that. And this is when we will stop. I like to stop my toys with 12 single crochet because I think that looks neat when we are fastening off. And how we fasten off these toys is you will grab a tapestry needle and you will grab just the front loop of the toy, okay? So here I'm grabbing just the front loop, and you will do like that 12 times because you have 12 stitches, so count that. Just to make sure that you don't miss a stitch, because if you also miss when you pull this tight, like I'm doing right now, to close this circle and fasten off like the toy, if you miss 1 stitch, it will look a bit awkward, you know, so count, just count 1, 2, 3, it's just until 12. It's not that you were working a sweater and you need to count until 135, you know. All right, I like talking. Okay, now you just wave in inside of the last round, and you know, we just hide this tail inside of the head. You can cut the remaining, and that's that. The body is done. Now let's move on here and start crocheting the arms, all right? We start once again with a magic ring, yes. You were correctly if you spoke together with me. All right, now you'll work 6 single crochet inside the magic ring. All right, so I'm working here again with you, crocheting a magic ring. Ta-da! All right, let's close this. And for the next round here, we will work again 6 single crochet, okay? Now we will work here a little bit together because I wanted to show you a couple of things. So first, let me work the first stitch here of this round. And then I wanted to show you here that I like to double secure the beginning of my yarn, even when the detail is very small, all right? So I will just wave in a little bit here, just in the first stitches of this round, making sure that this is very tight and closed, and we will continue working. So I work 1 stitch already before I wave in the beginning of the yarn, so I have 5 single crochet remaining here to work. And I'm going to work together with you here because when the detail is small, the tension of your stitches tends to pull and curl the wrong side out. So what we need to do is to organize this stitch and make sure it is one on top of each other. You see how the shape changes from when you just finished to work your previous round, the second round. And we'll work here a color change to the same color that you are working the body of this Grim Reaper. In my case is the dark gray. So let's change to the dark gray. And we'll work here again 6 single crochets. So for the round 3 and round 4, you will work 6 single crochet. And that's it. All right. 6 single crochet and you're good to go. I will catch you up at the end of this round. Oh, and you can cut this thread here. We don't need it anymore. Give it a tight knot and cut the remaining. Nothing fancy, just give a simple, very tight knot. So you just make sure that this two yarn here are tied together. Okay, now once you finish crocheting your last round, we will work here for the round, we will work here crocheting together, okay? So you have 6 single crochet, right? When you flatten this, you have 3 in one side and 3 on the other side, and that's what you're going to do. You will crochet the sides together, 3 single crochet, crocheting the sides together. Here I want to point it out that when you're crocheting the first stitch, the first and the last stitch are very close together, so for you to grab those, it can be a little bit challenging, but after that is fine. Ta-da! You make another one. Good. Now let's move on here that we will start crocheting the hood of this Grim Reaper. And here it's very simple. So let's chain here 27. And I will go here very fast, chaining 27 here. And once you're done, you will work for the first row 26 half double crochet. You chain 1 and turn. So I will show you here slow. So for a half double crochet, you put yarn over the needle, inside the chain, yarn over the needle, inside the loops from your needle. I have also a tutorial here for those basic stitches, but I trust that you know how to do the half double crochet. There is a bunch of great tutorials showing you the half doubles. It's very simple to crochet. So now for round 2 to 9, you will repeat, 26 half double crochet, chain 1 and turn. So yarn over the needle, inside the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over the needle, inside the 3 loops of your needle, okay? Now you repeat all the rounds here, so repeat 9 rounds. Once you're done with your 9 rounds, we will fold this in half so you have the first and the last stitch together. Okay, so we have 26 stitches now, right? 13 in one side, 13 on the other side, 26. What you're going to do is crochet 13 single crochet together, okay? And we will work grabbing the front loop of one stitch and the back loop of the stitch from the other side. So on the side facing you, you grab just the front loop. On the side facing back, you grab just the back loop, okay? I hope this is clear for you. Work 13 slip stitch. If you have questions, please leave them in the comment box below. I'll be happy to help you to finish off. I want to make sure that everything is crystal clear here and you can accomplish and finish this crocheting this toy very nicely and that you are happy with the results. That's my main goal. So if you have a question, just leave them in the comment box below. All right? Okay. Now I'm just waving in this. What I'm going to do here, I'm waving in this tail to the end here, to the edge, because we will sew this hood later on the Grim Reaper, okay? All right. Super good. So that's how it goes, and this is how it should be looking like, you see? Great. Now we will crochet first the hood and then the arms, all right? So for the hood, you will introduce the hood like this. And we'll use here a couple of pins to fasten this hood so we make sure that it's not moving while we are sewing. So you see here you have just make sure that the stitches in front of the head is the stitches from the bottom of this. It's the chain stitch, you work the chains and then you start crocheting, right? So you make sure that this is in this part, is in the front. And the sides are this on the neck that we will sew it. Okay. Now for sewing, this is super simple. You see that our sewing remaining yarn, it's in the back and right in the middle, right? So what we are going to do here is just to grab one stitch from the body and one of the rounds from the hood, all right? So one stitch from the body and one round from the hood. He's so cute. I love this collection. The the world of mini Halloween amigurumi. It's so cute. It's really cute. I hope you enjoy this collection. It's so nice. My favorite became the scarecrow. Have you seen it? It's great. And the evil witch. The evil witch it's beautiful. I like that some of my followers named her Esmeralda. Okay. So here just we'll go fast, you just grab one stitch from the body and one round from the hood. And I want to show you here that once you arrive in the front, you grab one stitch, right? Because you have these chain stitches that you start working the hood in front, like in this part of the face. So you grab the first stitch and then you introduce in the toy and you bring to the back, okay? Where you started. So then you can move on and sew the other side. Exactly the same how you did it to the first side. Super good. Now what I want to show you here is that I bring all of the tails from this hood outside of the toy in the same stitch. So we have two tails here because one is the tail that we were using for sewing and one is the tail that, when we start with the chains, there is that leftover. So that leftover, I enter here the body. So we have two remaining tails. I give a tight knot and I hide it inside of the toy. All right? Sometimes it's just a hassle to hide it inside. But yeah, look at this. I'm so happy with this hood. Super cute. Yay! Now let's move on. Here we'll start sewing the arms. So after sewing the hood, the arm, it's like a piece of cake. You can do it while you're sipping your coffee. So here you have 3 stitches from the arm, right? You will just grab one stitch from the body and one stitch from the arm, and you will basically repeat this 3 times because that's the amount of stitches that you have. I will work here one arm with you. And you grab one stitch from the arm now. So one stitch from the body, one stitch from the arm. This is the last toy, the last pattern for the Halloween collection of this year. I hope you like. This was super cute. Let's see what we come up for the next year. I always finish a collection thinking about the next one. And I like to grow my collection. So we have the Halloween cats in costume, which is lovely, and the world of mini Halloween amigurumi. All right, now I'm going to embroider here the eyes of this toy. And so let's look at this. You know what this toy reminds me? I'm just watching here now and thinking, Voldemort. Are you a Harry Potter fan? I am a Harry Potter fan. I read all of the books. My mom was giving to me. It was so nice. Yeah. Okay. I like to embroider the eyes of my toys, and how I do this is with a black thread. I work a couple of straight lines and I make a lot of repetitions, so a lot of straight lines until I achieve a round shape. Okay? So you just keep doing here a lot of straight lines until you have the shape. If you're using the plastic eyes, you can find where you should place them in the free version of this pattern, of the written pattern that it's on my website. There in the bottom where I'm saying assembly, or when it's to embroider the face, I tell you, in the round number, I don't know which round is it now from head, you should place it and how many stitches between you should leave it, okay? All right, once you finish doing the amount of repetitions that you want, and I have the feeling that for the Grim Reaper, I could have done more and make these eyes a little bit bigger. But I want its face to look not as aggressive and nervous, I don't know why. I want my Grim Reaper to be a little bit nicer. I don't know, something like this. So yeah. Now I'm taking a thinner thread, all right, to embroider the nose and the mouth. And here between the eyes, what we are going to do for the nose is just a triangle shape, okay? Not a fully triangle, so just 2 sides, not the bottom, just 2 like this. And then we'll embroider the mouth. The mouth that I decided to embroider is also a happy, smiley mouth. So I don't know if he looks creepy or not, but I wanted to make a happy mouth, and it's optional to you. You can make straight. You know what? When I finish crocheting this Grim Reaper, when I finished with the hood and with the arms, the Grim Reaper without the face, like faceless, was looking very nice, you know? So I even consider not embroidering anything, just leave it as it is, you know? But that's also optional to you. You can use, you can embroider, or you can leave it like that, or you can embroider a sad face. That's optional to you. Somebody's screaming in my background. Okay, and that's that. Now we are done with embroidering this face. And I like to cut a little bit of the mouth. So I'm going to show you here a couple of repetitions. So we'll do here, I did it one side first, and then the other side, and then I'm embroidering the middle part here. Okay? Super good. I'm bringing this yarn outside in the same stitch where I bring the beginning of the yarn, and you can give a tight knot here and hide the remaining inside of this toy. All right? Super good. So, ta-da! This is how it should be looking like. All right, now we're back here and we are crocheting the scythe. And how we are working here is with the brown, you will chain 9. So let's work here 9 chains. And once you're done with the 9 chains, you will skip the first chain from the hook and you will crochet 6 slip stitch. All right, so let's work here with the slip stitch. I like to work my slip stitches or any stitch on inside of my chains, grabbing the back loop or the back bump, but that's optional to you. I just think that grabbing the back loop, it looks more neat. So let's work here 6 chain, 6 slip stitch, and once you're done here, I want to show you that that we will work here a color change to the light gray, and we will start working the blade, and it's very simple. Okay, for the blade here with the gray, you will chain 4. So let's work here 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you will skip the first chain from the hook and you will work 1 slip stitch, 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, and now you are back on the chains and you have 2 chains remaining, right? Because you have 9 chains, you skip 1, you make 6 slip stitch, you have 2 chains left, you will skip 1 and you will work a slip stitch on the last chain here, all right? And that's that. That's very simple, super fast scythe. And now we will manage here to fasten off all of this yarn inside of this scythe. Not all of it, just 2 of them, because the other 2 will use to fasten this into the Grim Reaper hand, okay? It's a lot of tail. Well, it's not a lot, depends on your perspective. So we will just wave in the brown one into down the bottle and then the gray just on top. So when we are fastening this off, because we're not actually sewing, we are just introducing those 2 yarns that we will left remaining here and giving a tight knot so the scythe is tight on it. It's not properly sewed. That will give a nice looking that it's, you know, loose, is not like stuck on it. But if you want to sew it, is optional to you, okay? Now let's wave in all these ends and let's keep it in mind that it's just, let's be happy that it's not a blanket, that you have 500,000 remaining yarn to wave in here. Okay, that's that. Look at this. Now we can fasten this into its hand. And how we are doing this is like, first I'm taking the brown, so I'm introducing this yarn a little bit to the bottom here of its body. And I'm just bringing this yarn here to the bottom part of this toy. And the gray here, I will introduce it in grabbing its hand and bringing again outside of the stitch into the same stitch that I bring the brown yarn, okay? That is because now we're gonna give a tight knot. And this tight knot, give a very nice and tight knot so the scythe will stay where it's supposed to be. And you can cut and hide this tail inside of the toy. And that's that. This is the final step. We finish your Grim Reaper. Ta-da! If you like your results, leave me a like in this video or a comment in the comment box below. Consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't yet. I appreciate you very much. All of these actions help me to reach more people, and I thank you very much for doing so. If you like this pattern, I invite you to choose the other patterns from this collection. I hope you enjoy, and I see you for the next pattern. Bye!